morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Please all stand and let us pray first before starting our class. Mr. Bermudez, can you lead the prayer? Thank you, Mr. Bermudez. Before taking your seat, kindly pick all the pieces of paper below your chairs and also arrange your chairs. Okay, class, take your seats. Before we start, may I ask our class secretary to report the attendance for today?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm glad to report that all students are present today.
Very good, class. You are all here today. Before we proceed to our discussion, can you read what our classroom rules and regulation, class?
Mind your manners.
Always show respect to your teacher and classmate by listening when someone is speaking and using polite words.
Own your responsibilities.
Be responsible for your learning. Complete your tasks, participate in activities, and take care of classroom materials.
Nurture a positive attitude.
Always stay positive, be open to learning, and respect different ideas and opinions.
Encourage others.
Support your classmates, help each other, and create a friendly learning environment.
Your best efforts matters.
Always do your best in every activity, discussion, and assignment. Thank you, class. Always remember to follow our classroom rules and regulations.
So before we proceed to our new lesson, so last meeting we talked about making good decisions in life. So especially the importance of planning. So can anyone share why planning is important? Yes, Miss Casilia.
Planning help us prepare for the future and avoid problems and make better choices.
Very good, Miss Casilia. So planning help us prepare for the future, avoid problems, and make better choices. So it also guide us in using our time, effort, and resources wisely. So in the same way, planning is also important when it comes to managing our money. So which is what we will focus on today's lesson. Ma'am Grace, kindly continue.
Class, let me ask you a question. So, what if your parents give you 500 peso for your allowance? What will you do with it?
I will buy food, ma'am. I will save it, ma'am. I will buy all the things I like, ma'am.
Those are good answer, class. So, let me ask you again a question. So, malamang lahat magugustuhan tong tanong na to. So, sino sa inyo dito, class, ang gusto ng pera? Wow, lahat sila gusto ng pera. So, syempre, sino ba namang hindi tatanggi sa pera, di ba? Bibigyan ko kayo ng pera, pero we will use that money in our activity called Save or Spend Challenge. So, syempre, class, bago natin simulan ang ating activity, we should always read first the instruction para hindi tayo magkamali at maayos nating magawa ang ating activity. So, first, each of you class will receive 500 peso which represent your today's allowance. So, look at the list of items and prices written in the pie chart. So, at the back of your 500 peso bill, you will write there how will you spend or save your 500 pesos. You may choose one or more item, pero dapat hindi siya lalagpas sa 500 pesos. You may also choose to save part of your money. Kahit magkano pa yan, pwede ko nyong isave yung money nyo. So, kayo bahala kayo mamimili dyan, class. I will give you 2 minutes, class, to do the activity. Your timer starts now. Time's up, class. So, let me ask you a question. So, sino sa inyo ang ginastos na agad lahat yung 500 pesos? May ilan na naubos agad yung pera. So, sino naman sa inyo ang nag-save ng pera? Madami. So, class, anong natutunan nyo sa ating activity na yan? Yes, Miss Barcena?
Ma'am, for me po, it was hard to manage that money even if it's large amount to spend in just a day.
Very good answer. This activity shows that managing money is not always easy. Many people earn but still nagsastruggle pa rin sila kung paano nila i-manage yung pera nila. That is why today we will learn about financial literacy, which teaches us how to manage our money wisely. Sir Josh will now discuss financial literacy.
Alright, thank you Ma'am Grace, and good day class. Before we start our discussion, are you aware of the meaning behind financial literacy? Correct! So that means financial literacy means having the knowledge and skills to manage money wisely. Now, can someone tell me what is the importance of developing financial literacy? Alright, so it helps people decide how to save, spend, and plan their money. So it seems that you have an overview about our lesson for today. Alright, so now that we know what financial literacy means, let us now proceed to the important financial terms in financial literacy. Starting with income. Alright, so what comes in your mind when you hear the word income? Salary. Alright, so because income is the money that a person receives. For example, is the salary, allowance, or money from other terms like businesses and other things. So when we say income, it is money that we receive from either services or granted to us. Alright, so next we have expenses. So expenses are the money we spend. So if income is the money we receive, expense is the money we use. Alright, so expenses are the money that we spend. This includes food, transportation, school supplies, clothes, and many more that is necessary for us to survive. So that is expenses. Again, what's that again? Alright, expenses. Following that, we have assets. So when we say assets, assets are the things that have value and can help you earn or save money. So when we say assets, it revolves around investments like watches, jewelry, and houses. So that when we say assets, assets are things that have value that can help you earn money or save money. Again, that is assets. Last and not the least, we have liabilities. So liabilities are the money that we owe to other people. So in short, liabilities are utang. Alright, so examples of these are loans, debts, and unpaid bills. So yun ay magiging liabilities that will affect our either credit score, our savings, and other financial problems. So those are the four most important financial literacy terms that we must know. So first is what? Income. Alright, very good. Moving on, we have alright, so we have expense, and following expense, assets. Alright, very good class. And last but not the least, liabilities. Alright, so very good class. Now before we end our discussion, I will be providing you statements or situations, and you must identify them if they are income, liability, assets, or expenses. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so if your parents gave you money every week, what does that money classify as? Alright, so it is income. Alright, very good, very good. Now let us proceed with the next. So for example, you bought a house and you are planning to sell it after a few years because you believe that the price of the house will go up in a few years. So what does that house classify as? All right, so yes, that is correct. That is an asset. Why? Because you intentionally bought a house and you are planning to sell it in a few years, which makes it an investment, which is classified as an asset. Correct. So moving on. Now, how about if you bought snacks after school? What is that snack classified as? Alright, so that is classified as an expense. So why? That is because you bought snacks to eat as food. So therefore it is classified as expenses because you used it for food and other things like transportation and others. How about when someone borrows money from a bank or from his or her kumare to pay the bills? What does that borrowed money classified as? Very good, class. So that is classified as a liability because liability are money that we or all of us owe from other people. Alright, so thank you for listening. That is our lesson for today regarding financial literacy. So what are the four main topics again? Alright, so we have income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Alright, so let us move on. I'm going to pass the baton to Ma'am Grace. Okay, so Ma'am Grace, take it away.
Now that Sir Josh have already discussed about the meaning of financial literacy and its different terms like asset, income, liabilities, and expenses, I want to check if you really understood the lesson. So let's see if you can already identify and apply this concept in different situations. So this time, we will have short activity called Match Where It Belongs. So again, bago natin simulan ang activity, basahin muna natin maigi ang instructions. Each of you class ay makaka-receive ng card containing an example related to money. So, babasahin nyo yun mabuti at intindihin nyo, and after that, i-classify nyo siya kung saan ba siya belong, kung sa asset ba, income, liabilities, or expenses. So after that class, when it is your turn, go to the front and match your card to the correct category. Excellent class! Great job! You really understood our lesson. Kaya naman bigyan nyo ang sarili nyo ng pangmalakasang pitik. Ma'am Sherbana, please continue.
Now that you already understand the difference between income, expenses, assets, and liabilities, let me ask you this question. How can financial literacy help you in your everyday life? Yes, Miss Fonseca?
This lesson can help me manage my allowance properly and avoid spending all my money.
Very good. What will happen if we're not financial literate?
We will spend all our money. We will have no savings. We might get into debt. We might have financial problems.
Very good answers, class. If we're not financial literate, we may have difficulty managing our money, which can lead overspending, lack of savings, and financial problems in the future. That is why it's very important to learn how to budget, save, and make wise financial decisions. Always think carefully, class, that before making financial decisions, do not easily believe information, analyze it first, use what you have learned make wise and responsible choices in real life. So, Miss Hazel, please continue.
Before we end our lesson, let us summarize what you have learned today. So, what is financial literacy, class? Yes, Mr. Corpus.
Is the ability to manage money wisely, ma'am.
You are correct. And what is the difference between income and expenses? Yes, Miss Molina.
Income is money we receive, while expenses is money we spend.
Very good. So always remember, class, financial literacy helps us save money, avoid too much debt, and achieve our future goals.
Alright, so we have come to the part where we're going to test your ability or your understanding of the lesson. So I'm going to read the directions. So the directions, read each situation carefully and choose the correct answer. Alright, so we will give you 5 minutes to accomplish this quiz. Alright, so that is our lesson for today, and let's move over to Ma'am Bernadette for your assignment. Alright?
Okay, for your assignment, class, let me read the direction first. For direction, create a simple budget pie chart or infographics using Canva, Excel, or Google Sheets. Present it as a pie chart or infographics. So imagine you have 2,000 monthly allowance divided into categories such as savings, foods, transportation, school needs, and personal expenses. Pass your assignments in our next meeting. Thank you and goodbye, class. That's it all for today.